something on the.
Oh, yeah. So Eddie, this, and yeah, so we just have like on stage. Okay, that's nice to keep this. That is very scary. Thank you. Yeah, right. So, Andrew, I don't know if you, like, I made copies of all the music that we're doing. So, I don't know if there's more in there or if it's just bigger, but this is everything we're doing in order.
Great.
So,
That's
and let's see, so let's talk through everything that we're doing. If anybody has hesitation, we can practice that. I think a lot of these we're good on, right? Yeah, we do. Not for us. Not for us, because we have everything. Yeah. We have to see it, huh? Yeah. So see him on that. We will stand from where we are for the maybe 7 minutes, and then sing. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Depending on where we are, eventually we'll start being song.
Just got up there.
Yeah. We just. There should be at least one more binder around.
Jan has one. I've got one.
Jan has one. But Kevin. Yeah, that's the same thing.
Oh, right here. Now, this is Meg and Lindy.
Okay, yeah, no, that's great. Okay.
Is Lindy going to bring the choir?
I think there's plenty to sing with us. Lindy? No, I'll turn it up.
No, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Count that whatever you are. We don't need that. So, let's do This Is My Song. Just because that's one that some of you are really familiar with. And then we will go up onto the steps for. So let's go over there and see how we're standing. Yeah, that's what I mean. So we'll be sitting in these chairs. Unless you're a special person in these chairs. Yeah. And so what I would propose is that you guys are on this end and you and Meg are right here so that we don't do it good. Meg felt like she should listen to one as a historian. Okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Are we just going to be straight on this step, or are we going to do a little bit of shape
I think we
thing?
can do a little shape thingy.
Yeah.
Would it be helpful? I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense.
You guys sit in on maybe
I
just
think
the last two.
Yeah.
Can you stand up? If this is the middle, then we should, don't you think?
Well, yeah. The problem is that the stairs aren't centered, but I guess you're right.
Yeah, this is the
Nancy,
this is the middle.
I think that if I'm in the middle, remember Meg is here.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see. Okay, great. And then why do you come up with me?
Do we want a formation?
Is this for every song?
This is for the songs that we're song leading.
Then what if you step up one?
I didn't know.
Well, so it will be this really nice view, and so you guys need to come in a little bit. Okay, there we go. And then Meg is here, and then.
So for all the songs that we are song leading, well,
They can be up on that stuff.
so we're going to do this formation for This Is My Song and Building a New Way. Just those two, actually. For Life Called Us On, since we're singing it to the congregation, we're going to do basically the same thing, but take over with a big star. That make sense?
side do you want the ooze and which side do you want the?
For like fall to summer.
Yeah. So you know where to go.
Let's do the ooze nearer to the piano.
Okay.
Okay. So let's do this as my song, and then we'll continue from there. then here's what I would like to do next is see how it feels to go back to our seats from this place.
Okay.
Look at it. All those littering. It's quite a mess over here.
And then for Hava Nashira, we'll stand up. We don't actually need to sing it right now, but we'll stand up and do our section.
So,
And
stand in front of me.
Andrew, what do you guys think about accompaniment or not?
Oh,
Yeah, I think no piano on this. But a starting pitch would be great. And do you two know this song?
No.
No, okay. If you don't know it, this is just song leading, so if you don't know it, you don't need to lead
Can
it.
we run through it once?
Yes.
Doing it as a round?
Yes. So we'll do it one time all the way through, and then you guys are part one, we're part two, and you're part three.
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times.
No.
And then see how it looks to get into Lead Bubble Song. So we want the people who are singing the oohs near the piano. Sorry? So for Lead Calls Us On, the people who are singing the oohs will be near the piano.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to come over here.
Near the microphones.
Who are the oars?
Me and
only
Tara
three.
and Jim.
The ooze.
The oors.
We should have t-shirts.
Yes.
Come all the way over here.
So should we be double file?
Maybe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe Ariel
Come on in.
here.
Uh-oh, the oars.
You can scoot back.
Okay,
So Nancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Staggering.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
So this is our.
So what we're doing with
Also, couldn't these mics cheat out just a little bit more in either direction? Yeah. Just a couple. They're multi-directional, so they don't have to be all the way to the edge. But yeah, that seems better.
Yeah.
No, it's actually really important that you guys are right.
Yeah.
we're not going to produce change. So like over here.
No,
It's too far.
there was a long debate about getting in and out
Okay.
from multiple, and over back and forth.
It was considered.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Here in reverence now we gather for the blessings we have known, with a pledge to one another that we journey not alone. Joy and sorrow make us wise into all that lives and dies. Love calls us on. Love calls us on.
more,
Yeah.
even more.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I get loud, if you'll get loud with me, otherwise I'm
Yes.
gonna hold back because I don't want it to sound
No,
like
please,
I'm
I think
singing.
if you start to get loud, they'll
Jump with me.
Yeah, when you get that, I'll start.
Should we, should we do just the third and fourth verses again? Can we do just the third and fourth verses?
I do need to go back at some point.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you didn't get to eat?
Food, okay. And we have to change. What time is it?
I think this is
We
the
have
last thing
7
do.
minutes.
Let's do verse 3 and 4.
Okay.
It's not gonna start on time.
No, but I have to rope.
Oh, okay.
I have to row.
Okay. Let's do verse 3 and 4, and
Go.
we should do next in line with Kevin, if we can.
Then start
Okay.
with all love.
Yeah.
Can I fix that for you?
Oh, guys, nothing to do. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're just gonna do the third
69?
and fourth verse.
Page 6?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be tasky.
No,
I just
no,
cannot
thank
lose the
you.
position. Neither can our graduates. Sorry, I'm awake.
Loyal guides in love and duty, loyal God, lead us with a trusted lead us. Blessed are they whose inward beauty, blessed are they, shows the path of truth and trust. The powder is their earthly pride, is by their work we realize faith calls us on. Faith calls us on. We have shared a radiant power. We have shared the truth has made us freedom and true, and the Spirit's gracious power. Spirit of grace and majesty, for good, right the path before us lies. The path, joyful pilgrims now we rise. Life calls us on. 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 Oh yes. Life calls us on. Life calls us on.
We don't want to drop. Yeah?
We'll get it. It's,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, thank you, everyone. We're gonna do next in line real quick.
See you all
and
soon.
then-
See y'all soon.
Yes.
That sounded awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, just see you too.
Could I ask you a thing? Would you like grab a sandwich for Jen? Is that an unreasonable request?
I still have a plate in there with food on it, so
Okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
I'll get to
I'm
it.
micromanaging and worrying about you.
I appreciate the worry.
Yeah, okay.
I
Thank
appreciate
you for
it.
considering.
I just need to get to the
I
plate.
know. Okay.
Maybe just like
It's the issue with being the point person, this on-site point person.
Can you sing Breakthrough as your...
I love Breakthrough.
Fantastic.
Seeing Breakthrough.
I love
Wait.
Breakthrough.
I love Breakthrough.
Excellent.
We need
Oh yeah, we're playing this one.
so. I'm doing blessing.
We're just doing the next in
Joy.
line.
Are you available
like they do in
to,
Beaches.
um, Lindy doesn't want the, for some
There is
reason,
blessing in this house, and it's waiting there for you.
And I'll be next in line. I want my blessing too.
There is blessing in this house, and it's waiting there for you.
And I'll be next in receive. Don't give up yet. Hold on and you will be blessed.
Peter, do you know who this is?
There is joy in this house, and it's waiting there for you. And I'll be next in line. I want my joy too. There is joy in this house, and it's waiting there for you. And I'll be next in line. I want my blessing too. You gotta trust and believe. Have faith, you will receive. Don't give up yet. Hold on and you will be blessed. There is healing in this house, and it's waiting here for you. And I'll be next in line. 'Cause I want my healing too. There is healing in this house, and it's waiting here for you. And I'll be next in line. I want my healing too. You gotta trust and believe. Have faith, you will receive. Don't give up yet. Hold on and you will be blessed. There's a breakthrough in this house, and it's waiting just for you. And I'll be next in line. I want my breakthrough too. There's a breakthrough in this house, and it's waiting just for you. And I'll be next in line. I want my breakthrough too. You gotta trust and believe. Have faith, you will receive. Don't give up yet. Hold on and you will be blessed.
Can we check the harmonies, especially in the beginning?
I think I started it a little fast.
No, you started a little slow.
Oh, did we speed up?
I viciously sped us up.
Okay, great.
I did. It was slow.
Okay.
But somewhere in, we're getting crunchy.
Okay.
And I'll be next in line, especially that first one.
I think you're trying to be different from what I am, but I think we're supposed to be
But are you on the same part?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, can you check
so.
your parts?
Okay.
There's a
Yeah.
place where the two of you sing different notes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there's a blessing in this house and it's waiting there for you, and I'll be next in line. I want my blessing too.
That too.
Well, why don't you just sing together?
Yeah,
You'll hear it.
Okay.
And it's waiting there for you, and I'll be next in line. I want my blessing too.
I think it's in line. I think you were staying up and you were going down. But you're both doing it the same now, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's just because both of the other parts stay next in line, but ours goes next
Thank
in
you.
line. Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so
Hi. So, and I'll be next in line. I want my blessing too.
that's what we should do.
Yeah. And I'll be next in line. I want my blessing too. There's a blessing
In this house, and it's waiting there for you. And I'll be next in line. I want my blessing too. You gotta trust and believe. Have faith, you will receive.
Don't give up yet. Hold on,
And you will be.
Where did Jim and I pick up on that part?
I think you could come in on hold. I think Jim comes in on Andy will be blessed, so you could do that too.
Okay.
But I'll do. Don't give up yet. Hold on and you will be blessed.
So just join in on.
Hold on. You could start. You could do hold on and you will be blessed, and you will
So start
be
on the hand.
blessed. Yeah. Does that feel good?
Yeah, thanks, Miriam.
Yeah.
Super fun. This will be good.
Yeah, I think so.
be good.
Thank
So
you,
I'm
Andrew,
sitting-
for that whirlwind rehearsal. Because, let's see, there's me, yeah, they're definitely.
Good evening. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to the Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm Leslie Takahashi, and we are so happy to welcome you and to host this wonderful commencement for Starr King School for the Ministry. In this era of ever-changing, ever-challenging, and ever-trying world in which we live, we cannot have too many prophets, too many pastors, too many poets, or too many preachers. So we are very, very grateful to be here to celebrate the gifts and the callings that we are about to witness. So thank you, welcome. We are glad that you are here.
It is a tradition at Starr King to light a chalice using the words that are printed in your order of service. These words connect us to those who came before us, and they connect us to those who will come after us. And I invite you to say the words with me as I light the chalice. With the kindling of this flame, we reaffirm our commitment to accept life's gifts with grace and gratitude, and to use them to bless the world in the spirit of love.
One of the great pleasures of being the Dean of the Graduate Theological Union, and there aren't that many. I'm just being honest here. Is having the chance to attend commencement exercises at several of the member schools each year. And this is my very first member school commencement as the GTU Dean. And I am very pleased to bring you greetings on behalf of the Graduate Theological Union. Now, for more than 50 years now, the students in our member schools have been learning together, and the faculty and staff have been collaborating together to create something unique in the theological landscape. If we were to define the central characteristics of the GTU Consortium over its first 50 years, GTU 1.0, if you will, we might say that the GTU's first 5 decades have been marked by its ecumenical spirit and its interdisciplinary approach to studying religion and theology. These characteristics are absolutely essential to the GTU, part of our collective DNA, and they will certainly continue to shape our educational endeavors. But I believe that during its second 50 years, GTU 2.0, the GTU will cultivate its entrepreneurial spirit and interreligious engagement. These qualities are already present now, but will continue to evolve in the years and decades to come. This remarkable consortium of schools, centers, and affiliates have given us a lot. The best theological library in the Western United States, the largest doctoral program in theological and religious studies in North America, and a pedagogical model of collaborative engagement across differences. But the best gift of them all that the GTU Consortium has given to the world is its students. Students who come to the GTU Consortium are different. Remarkable, but different. I like to use the term blue-collar theologians, those who are not afraid of getting their hands and feet dirty. Unlike Rapunzel from the old fairy tale, our students refuse to stay isolated up in the ivory tower, lowering their hair and expecting others to climb up. Instead, our students go down to the village where the people are. Students in our community value passionate doing as much as rigorous thinking. Those of you graduating from Starr King School for the Ministry this evening both contributed to and benefited from this remarkable community. And perhaps more than any other student body among the member schools, the students of Starr King embody the adventurous spirit of the GTU. Sort of the cutting edge of GTU's vision. Graduates, on behalf of all your colleagues throughout the GTU, I offer you congratulations on your accomplishments and best wishes as you embark on whatever adventure awaits you in the future. We are proud of you and grateful for what you have brought us in your time here. May you be blessed tonight in this celebration so that you may continue to be a blessing for others. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kim. Dean to Dean, I'm so glad the GTU has you. Well, welcome to this joyous event. On behalf of the Chaplaincy Institute, I welcome family and friends, and I congratulate the Starr King School for Ministries class of 2017. The seminary journey, when done well, is its own myth. It's a time of real digging and grappling, traveling through new states of mind, heart, and social territory. In your time at Starr King, your journey has no doubt included detours, both unforeseen and sometimes surprisingly uncomfortable, and each one has offered invitations for growth. There are many teachings about this time we are in. Teachings that remind us each that we were born for this time, teachings that suggest some part of us cosmically understood it was in the here and now in which we were to incarnate. Now, whether or not your theology aligns with these teachings, in your quest to move toward your divine calling and to obtain the necessary graduate training, this country and in this cultural cauldron, well, we've been offered some sobering moments recently. Moments of change, anxiety, and grief that have set a tone for your ministry and spiritual leadership in ways that syllabi, professors, and textbooks are scrambling to sort out. Tonight, I want to express my gratitude for each of you. In countless ways, you have given to Starr King, to the GTU, and to the Chaplaincy Institute. It's your aliveness that makes us who we are. With this ceremony, we are celebrating your accomplishments, and we are blessing your way forward. And so in this sacred moment, I am calling upon all the resources that have provided support. We extend our thanks to this land and the watershed on which we stand, to the ancient ones who, long before us, revered this land and made it home, to our ancestors, known and unknown, who continue to guide us consciously and in the collective, to our advisors, faculty, staff, colleagues, to our spiritual communities, families, and loved ones, we smile on you tonight and we extend our thanks. Graduates, you are walking into a world that is hungry and ready to engage you and your gift. As you receive your diplomas and move into the noisier realms, may you embody these words from the beloved teacher Thich Nhat Hanh. Thanks to impermanence, everything is possible.
Please join me in prayer. Spirit of co-creation that calls us into being and into being more fully. Spirit of love that calls us to just relationships with one another and all that is. We thank you for being here in our midst tonight, for having supported us and challenged us in our journey. We are thankful for the educational ministry of our small yet powerful institution, Starr King School for the Ministry. An agent of holy disturbance, of transformative education, compassionate healing ministries, and sacred justice work, working with you and with all that believe that another world is possible. We are moved, we are thankful and hopeful as we celebrate our graduates and bless their future journeys. We are thankful for their gifts, their visions, their commitment to ministry and spiritual leadership for social change. We celebrate their uniqueness, their in-betweenness, their being with one another in diversity, complexity, mutuality, and accountability. We pray that as a community of faith and hope, as mentors, colleagues, support staff, administrators, trustees, spouses, loved ones, friends, all the new, we will be able to sustain and challenge our graduates in their important work of love and justice that lies ahead of them. In Unitarian Universalist and multi-religious communities and in the world at large. We pray that they will be able, with your help and our support, to keep flourishing as human beings and as spiritual leaders, making a difference in the world, nurturing just and sustainable, beloved communities. We are thankful for the presence of our esteemed guests from other institutions, our honorary degree recipients, and all of the families of the graduates. We pray for all the staff and faculty at Starr King and the GTU. And we ask for special blessings for all the people that are visiting us for the first time. We celebrate and pray for each person here and in community with us, and people that are far away but with us in spirit, people who support our school and vision in many different ways. Spirit that binds us to one another. Even in a moment of joy like this, we are mindful of the suffering and pain of this world. Our hearts ache for such suffering and injustice, and we ask you to sustain and challenge us to keep being and being more fully agents of grace, agents of justice, of peacemaking and healing, in the full respect of the integrity, interrelatedness, and dignity of all forms of life. Grant us courage and hope in the knowledge that you are at work everywhere, even when we don't know it, we can see it, in the mystery of what we cannot fully understand and we cannot name. May it be so. Amen. Amen.
Behold how good this is. 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 La ilaha illallah.
Good evening. Well, you made it. I'm Rosemary Bray McNatt. It's my honor to serve as president here at Starr King School for the Ministry. I want to offer a special welcome to all of you who have joined us tonight on our live stream. Not everyone could be in our physical presence, but we have people watching us from other places, and I want to make sure that they know we see them and welcome them too. And once again, I want to ask the families and friends of our graduates to stand and be recognized. Nobody who ever walks this path of religious study ever travels alone. Tonight, we celebrate those of you who have completed this phase of a lifelong work, but there would be no celebration without you. You parents, you partners, you children, you friends of those who graduate. Thank you for entrusting your beloveds to the love and care of Starr King. And thank you for helping us help them cross the finish line. We are so proud. I'm really proud of all of you, but I have to confess, I'm feeling bittersweet. Among this class of graduates are people who came to Starr King just as I came 3 years ago. Yeah. It seems so long ago, though, doesn't it? There have been so many hills and so many valleys from here to there. And even on this joyous night, I will not pretend that we are not living in a world that we could not have imagined 3 years ago when we all crossed the threshold of the school. We could not have dreamed that the school would have to go on without our beloved Ibrahim Baba. We could not have known that our own country and its government would have made such a radical and hateful turn away from the values that infuse and motivate our lives, the values that brought you to Starr King in the first place. And yet this is where we find ourselves. Baba has left the physical world. White supremacy has reared its ugly head in all the places we imagined it would, and in some places we never expected to see it. So here's the part of my talk where I meant to tell you that we're going to be all right. Here's the part of the talk where I get to say that love has the last word. And I believe that, and I can say that. Love can have the last word. But I believe that with conditions. I have to caution you. As hard as you might work for love and justice, as hard as we all work for those things, as deeply committed as your life has been and will be to the values that we hold dear here at Starr King, the love and the justice we live for may be invisible to us in our lifetime. Each of us may have committed ourselves without knowing it to work without immediate results. We may find ourselves in the short run laboring in vain. We may be silenced or worn out or stunned by watching evil overtake the good. And yet we are not excused from the task. Once we have said yes to this call on our lives, the yes becomes a continuous thing. Even when we hope to turn our backs on the work, it will not turn its back on us. There is not one person in this room, not one among us who has not thought about walking away. Not one. In weariness, in anger, in frustration, in disillusionment. Every night of our faithful service will not feel like this night. It will not always be celebration. And yet, when I say how proud I am of you, I am thinking of and believing in not just all the work you have done, but all the work you have committed to doing for all of your life. I celebrate with you the promises that you have made to all that holds us, to all that is holy. I celebrate that you are ready, and I know you're ready, to take up your small part of the great work. I celebrate that you may never see the end of what you have chosen to do, and yet you have embraced the choice. It is a daunting time for all of us who live, daunting time in the nation. For those of us who are Unitarian Universalists, it's a daunting time in our faith. Nevertheless, each one of you persists with wildlife. We got more. This is the part of California I don't get. Manhattan doesn't have turkeys. I'm just saying. They're somewhere, but they're not usually on Broadway or something. Even with wildlife, you persist. You persist in your commitment to renew this land, this nation, this living tradition that those of us who are Unitarian Universalists share. You have made the commitment. The dream that we share, that dream of a counter-oppressive, multi-religious life, that dream of just and sustainable community. It is a dream you began to envision more fully here. It's a dream you tested here. And now you're ready to take it out into the larger world. So we thank you, and we bless you, and we say blessed be, and Ashe, and Amen.
Passionate historian, intrepid researcher, and insightful author, Dr. Glenna Matthews' most recent book, The Golden State in the Civil War, Thomas Starr King, the Republican Party, and the Birth of Modern California, brings to a contemporary audience the story of the Reverend Thomas Starr King's life and the profound impact of his values on the culture and history of San Francisco and California. An accomplished scholar and professor, Dr. Matthews has taught American history at Oklahoma State University and has served as visiting associate professor of history at UC Berkeley, Stanford University, UCLA, UC Irvine, and UC Davis. At Starr King School for the Ministry, she has been a research scholar and taught as adjunct faculty. Dr. Matthews' scholarship has focused on 20th century U.S. history, California history, and urban history, with particular attention to the role of women. Her groundbreaking work has explored intersectional themes of power, gender, class, labor, diversity, and politics. The author of 6 books and numerous scholarly articles, she has received fellowships from the American Council of Learned Societies, the National Endowment for the Humanities, as well as many other awards and honors. Grounded in her deep love for family, friends, and community, she models a daily practice of civic engagement. An extraordinary scholar, Dr. Matthews has been instrumental in shining a light on those who are too often left in the shadows. It is my honor, and by the vote of the Board of Trustees of Starr King School for the Ministry, we hereby award to you, Dr. Glenna Matthews, Literarum Humanitarum Doctor.
I just have a few brief remarks following very much what Rosemary had to say. I'm a historian. I know it's usual for people to talk about the future at a graduation, but I want graduates to know that being in touch with history, particularly UU history, but not exclusively, is what we need to stay grounded and stay inspired and keep fighting the good fight. First of all, in times like we're living through right now, history teaches us that we're not the only people that have had to deal with terribly difficult circumstances. It gives us a context and is a shield against any tendency toward self-pity. Why does our generation have to put up with this, you know? And then the second thing is that when we look to history, and I just want to single out the history of abolitionism, and I'm not going to cry, which I usually do when I talk about this subject. The abolitionists fought the good fight, and many of them died not knowing that slavery would end. And we all know racism hasn't ended. but they kept fighting. The Grimke sisters left their native South. They were the daughters of a slave-owning family to speak out against slavery. They never saw their mother again in order to fight that fight. At one point in the 1830s, they were speaking in a hall in Philadelphia, and the hall was burned down as, you know, they had to escape for their lives. Harriet Tubman, who escaped slavery herself and then went back repeatedly to bring her family into freedom. The Reverend Samuel May, Unitarian minister, who was an ally of William Lloyd Garrison. And in addition to his abolition work, he gave a speech to a women's rights convention in Worcester, Massachusetts in 1850, in which he said, "Oh, giving women the vote won't break up families. It's not women who are breaking up families." He said that the right way to have a life is when the children are young, both men and women should have relatively restricted public roles. And when the children get older, then both men and women can branch out and do more. I was like, when I came across that in the archives, it's like, wow, a Unitarian minister said something that sounds au courant now. So this history inspires us, it grounds us, and it teaches us, and it gives us the courage we need to keep fighting the good fight, just like what our beloved Rosemary said we needed to do. Thank you.
The purpose of the Balash Scholars Program is to invite and support an international Unitarian minister, usually from Transylvania, but this year from the Philippines, for an academic year of study at Starr King School for the Ministry in order to enhance their training in religious leadership skills. We are delighted this year to have the Reverend Ted Gallardo. And Ted, we provide you a certificate which states Starr King School for the Ministry. This is to certify that the 2016-2017 Balash Scholar, the Reverend Maria Teresa Ted Gallardo Jr., has completed a year of study at Starr King School for the Ministry. Tireless networker, thoughtful preacher and speaker, intrepid traveler with boundless energy and a passion for work to build a more just world. We appreciate your warm smile and outreach to all you meet, willingness to stretch yourself, to risk, learn, serve, and act, careful observation and depth of understanding of the world around you, skill as an ambassador for the UU Church of the Philippines and for the Balash Scholars Program, zest for life and for learning from a wide array of cultural experiences. May your time at Starr King School for the Ministry bring you new insights and even greater motivation to pursue your calling.
Okay. This is huge. Good evening. I'm very thankful, and I will thank a lot of people. First, let me say that we have privileged academic prowess, theological eloquence, or even sheer literacy, and the pristine intellectual realm of 2020 hindsight, which belongs to a largely white heritage, comfortably building theology while we have disenfranchised the practical, trial and error, risk-taking, spontaneous, hardly ideologically coherent, Yet spiritual revolutions encounter oppressions, which largely belongs to the global majorities. These are two different broken cultures of religious leadership. When they inform one another, we call it praxis. Our praxis is broken, as our conversations are. And we need to bridge the gap between leaders who are learning as they go and leaders generating theories. Oh, I wish to know the ancestors of movements, their longings, their failures. Oh, I wish to know the failures that led to the things we enjoy. Oh, I want to know how beloved community transformed failures into progress. Oh, I wish to know the people who didn't grab power but remained on the periphery, holding hands as the communal guardians of new visions. They teach me idolatry is empty. Oh, I wish to know the lives of our saints who were frail and human. I wish to know their names. I want to pay attention to them as you have paid attention to me. Paying attention and attending to one another are the most radical things we can do. Lack of time and resources are the usual reasons to normalize. Making time is revolutionary. Making time brings other resources. Thank you for your time, Arliss, Rosemary, Gabriela, Fred, who's not here, Jeremiah, Sophia, and everyone who made this possible. I only have 2 minutes, so I can't name all of you. Thank you for paying attention. You have blessed this church, this country, my country, and this school we all love, and you have blessed me. Thank you.
Some of the students in our community are part of the Master of Arts with the Graduate Theological Union. We call it the Common MA. And tonight we want to celebrate a student, Philippos Gali, my advisee, that as of Monday morning has completed all the requirements for the Master of Arts. So Philippos will actually walk and be hooded at the graduation, at the Graduate Theological Union graduation next May. But we thought May is so far along, and you just finished all this work now, and we want to honor it. So I want to tell you that Philippos wrote a thesis titled Mobilizing Diaspora for the Kingdom of God, Theological Reflection for the Coptic Diaspora. Coptic diaspora. And Philippos defended the thesis on Monday and had a committee composed by 3 people that I chaired. And by unanimous vote of the whole committee, the thesis was accepted with honors. So we won't have a hood. We don't have a degree for you. That will be the GTU. But we want to honor you and offer you a hug that is a sign of our love for you. And is a sign of our commitment to the kind of transformative scholarship that you embody with your work, and a sign of our great trust in all your gifts you have and the ways you will unfold them. Thank you for blessing our community.
Assalamu alaikum. I greet you in the greeting of peace. In the name of the one who we have heard from Baba again and again is tender compassion and infinite mercy. Those are the greatest words I know about God after a MA in systematic theology. I can surely tell you that. I am grateful to be included here, walking with those beautiful scholartivists and tikkun olamologists, as Baba would so proudly call them. I am grateful for the Starr King community for including me here and for opening wide the door as I transitioned into this community. I wish to thank Dr. Latini, my advisor, who has worked hard with me for a year to come to this moment and finish the thesis. I will deeply miss our theological conversations. I want to also thank my parents who are watching this from Cairo, Egypt. Thank you for all the sacrifices you've made to send me to this country to get an education. I want to thank my husband, Reverend Sonny Graves, for all the love he gave me during my education, and for the one who brought Starr King to my awareness, our beloved, dear teacher, friend, lover, play partner, Ibrahim Baba. May his secret be sanctified. I moved from here to go to Luther Seminary to complete my Master of Divinity, to prepare for ordained ministry of Word and Sacrament, and search for doctoral programs. The search continues, but I carry you all in my heart, and I know that we will collaborate in ministry to create the kind of just, life-giving world we all so desire. Thank you.
by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Starr King School for the Ministry and the State of California, and on the recommendation of the faculty, academic dean, and president of Starr King School for the Ministry, I have the honor of conferring the Certificate of Unitarian Universalist Studies to Lincoln Williams Statler. Our next two certificate awardees are online. So by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Starr King School for the Ministry in the State of California, and on the recommendation of the faculty, academic dean, and president of Starr King School for the Ministry, I have the honor of conferring the Certificate in Multi-Religious Studies to Edwin Greenlee and Carolyn Kearns. Congratulations. It might sound familiar. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Starr King School for the Ministry and the State of California, and on the recommendation of the faculty, academic dean, and president of Starr King School for the Ministry, I have the honor of conferring on you the degree of Master of Arts in Social Change, with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto, in token whereof we hand you this diploma and cause you to be invested with the hood of this degree.
So I'd like to invite the advising faculty and our Dean of Faculty to come forward. Are these amazing teachers or what? So I call forward now Jennifer Cassidy, and Amelia Montiero, Lincoln Williams Statler, and long distance, Musin bin Mohammed Hamza, Master of Arts.
One more time. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Starr King School for the Ministry in the State of California, and on the recommendation of the faculty, academic dean, and president of Starr King School for the Ministry, I have the honor of conferring on you the degree of Master of Divinity, with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto, in token whereof we hand you your diploma and cause you to be invested with the hood of this degree.
I'd call forth now Tara Collier-Young, Benjamin Michael Thomas Dressner. Shannon Brittany Isaaga. Mary Mangione Gear. Amanda M. Goheen. Do one more. And Jan H. Hutzler. Looks like we can get the whole works. Let's go ahead and put those hoods on. And now we have a hug fest. And I want to lift up the names of a couple people who've earned a Master of Divinity who are not here in person. Carolyn Kearns and Christine Ann Kowalski. And now back to people who are here in person. Let's see, Kristen, there you are. Kristen Ann Curriga. And Deborah Kala Perkins. Dana Jill Simpson. And Zachary Thomas Vinkson.
There's a blessing in this house, and it's waiting there for you.
And I'll be next in line. I want my blessing too.
There's There's a blessing in this house, and it's waiting there for you.
And I'll be next in line. I want my blessing too. You gotta trust and believe. Have faith, you will receive.
Don't give up yet.
Hold on and you will be blessed.
There is joy in this house, and it's waiting there for you.
And I'll be next in line. I want my joy too.
There is joy in this house, and it's waiting there for you.
And I'll be next in line. I want my joy too. You gotta trust and believe. Have faith, you will receive.
Don't give up yet.
Hold on and you will be blessed.
There is healing in this house, and it's waiting here for you.
And I'll be next in line.
'Cause I
want my healing too.
There is healing in this house, and it's waiting here for you.
And I'll be next in line.
I want
my healing too.
So
you gotta trust and believe.
Have
faith, you will receive.
Don't give up yet.
Hold on and you will be blessed.
There's a breakthrough in this house, and it's waiting just for you.
And I'll be next in line. I want my breakthrough too.
There's a breakthrough in this house, and it's waiting here for you.
And I'll be next in line. I want my breakthrough too. You gotta trust and believe.
Have
faith, you will receive.
Don't give up yet.
Hold on and you will be blessed.
Calling by Nancy Schaefer. When you heard that voice and knew finally it called for you and what it was saying, where were you? Were you in the shower, wet and soapy, or chopping cabbage, late for dinner? Were you planting radish seeds or seeking one lost sock? Maybe wiping handprints off a window, or coaxing words into a sentence, or coming upon a hyacinth, or one last no. Where were you when you heard that ancient voice? And did yes get born right then? And did you weep? Had it called you since before you even were? And when you knew that, did your joy escape all holding? Where were you when you heard that calling voice? And how in that moment did you mark it? How ever after are you changed? Tell us, please, all you can about that voice. Teach us how to listen, how to hear. Teach us all you can of saying yes. When I crossed the threshold at Starr King School for the Ministry 3.5 years ago, I was saying yes to a calling that I felt deeply and perhaps did not even fully understand. I knew that something kept drawing me to the sacred, to know myself more fully, to serve my community and my faith in new ways. And here I have been held in love, formed, challenged, nurtured. And I cross back over this threshold full of gratitude for my advisor, who has affirmed me and called forth the minister in me, for my amazing cohort, who has walked with me on this journey, for my professors, for their wisdom, their creativity, and their commitment to justice and building this beloved community. I am especially grateful to my husband, Joshua, who has supported me and encouraged me. He has been patient and loving, and he can always make me laugh. I realize now that living into my calling is not about saying yes just once, like the time that I said yes coming to Starr King, but it's about saying yes over and over and over again. So today, I say yes, and I say thank you. Blessed be.
When I first came to Starr King, it felt a bit like how I imagined stepping off a cliff might feel. The air rushing past as a force like gravity pulled me towards some uncertain destination. Nothing I'd been told or read fully prepared me for the reality of seminary, or the way that this experience, these experiences together, would transform me. As I look back now on this time, I can't help but pause and recognize the fact that through all of this tumbling and falling and disorientation and reorientation, I was supported. Supported by my husband, Elliot, by friends and family in my community, by faculty and staff, and even an advisor who pestered me when I was late with things. Supported by all of you. And for the support in the many ways that you offered it to me, I say thank you. I thank you. It's because of you that I find myself here tonight at yet another precipice, preparing to step off what seems an even greater cliff with that same force of gravity, pulling even stronger this time. What the future holds for me or any among us is uncertain. But the one thing I know from my time here at Starr King School for the Ministry is that when you cultivate relationships and trust in those connections, really trust in them, miracles happen. What once seemed impossible becomes a reality. When we do this, what once seemed like a free fall can become a meaningful and transformative experience. I can attest to that. For those of us graduating tonight, and for each of us gathered here this evening, my prayer going forward is that we are able to place our trust in the people around us and take that great leap of faith that we are called to take together as we respond to the needs of the world. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here. The greatest task of our race is the disenfranchisement of the delusion that anything other than the reverence for the whole of life should take precedence, to be realized by the power of wise compassion. Unitarian Universalist has this mandate at its very foundations, through an integral awareness of the fabric of reality, with an intense commitment to social justice, and with a will to integrate all in a unified, spiritual, and integral fabric of life. We, as its exponents, launch ourselves out into a world surging with need and bounty, gifts and deprivation, and with striving and struggle, wisdom and ignorance. Seeking to serve on the path toward making our world more beneficent to the flourishing and reverence for life. It is this integral life which is the true nature of the universe we inhabit, the world we are ecosystemic integers within, and to which we owe our entire allegiance of responsibility, infinite gratitude, and profound quest for integrity. On my path with Starr King School for the Ministry, I have been graced with the insights I sought regarding our national spiritual, social, and cultural foundations and mandate. I have been educated in where we have fallen short and in the span of the vision to which we are called. I have explored the depths of diverse social and spiritual summits and efforts to plummet the human psyche and transformation. From the most ancient Jain commitment to the imperative for harmlessness, to the cosmological with astroethics, from insights into our scathing inhumanity with prison ministry to Marx and the masters of suspicion. I have had the blessing of tasting the Amrita of communion with all our diverse traditions through the Chaplaincy Institute. Next week I leave for Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, for my first unit of chaplaincy. It feels like a magical next step in my life, spent in the quest for global peace. Thank you all for deep grace, blessings, and your amazing commitments.
It is January 27th, 2017, and I am wandering the streets of San Francisco in a haze of disbelief. 45 has just signed an executive order banning all immigration from 7 majority Muslim countries. I'm glued to my phone, spinning in news stories of fear and confusion, and because I'm glued to my phone, I don't notice the tree root pushing up through the pavement, and I trip. I catch myself and I look around to see if anyone noticed my awkward moment, and then I see the tree. It's startling. Its branches are fractured and splintered, with large, large patches of bark missing. But most shocking is the wide gash in its side. I look further and notice that there is a thin, pink, sparkly ribbon that has been tied around the trunk with a small sign that says, "We are trying to repair and care for our broken tree. This is a work in progress." And then there's a phone number and an email and an invitation for any passers-by to take part. And staring at this tree in the middle of San Francisco, I begin to cry, albeit not unusual for me to just cry. But it feels as though in this moment I'm standing in front of all that is broken in our world, but also all that is good and whole and beautiful and life-affirming. I've thought about that tree almost every single day since. Its image has strangely buoyed me. Yes, it is definitely sick. It is wounded and broken, but it is being tended to with such care, and it's being draped with beauty. And we are all being invited in to participate in its healing and restoration. I pray that I hold on to that image of the tree as I continue my ministry in the world. I pray that, like the Bodhisattva of compassion, I don't turn away from suffering, but I face it, I open to it, I allow myself to feel it, and then accept the invitation to change it. And I pray that I remember to weave the ribbon, the beauty into. May we remember that just like the tree, we and this calling are works in progress. May it be so. Thank you all so much.
Hi, babies. Thanks, Ted. Another mom asked me the other day as our children played how I managed to keep faith in a world such as this. See, her and I together, we walk with our neighbors who don't have addresses. We accompany these neighbors along their journey in various parts of their day. We may sit with someone in a hospital or at the DMV or in a camp. We may fill out applications for rental or for assistance. We share food and we share stories. We speak at city council meetings. Often what we feel like we do is begging power to have compassion in a world where compassion is treated as treason. We also see our friends evicted with chainsaws. We see them evicted with excavators. We see their homes ripped from their hands and tossed into dumpsters. We see police and other community members harass and harm with horrifying vitriol. Where is God? Where can we find faith in all of that? This is where I value my Starr King education so much, because here I was taught to pay attention, I was taught not only to pay attention to my voice and to the voices that sound like mine, but I was taught to pay attention to the soft, still voice, as well as the voices of those I walk with. And it's here, it's in those voices that I can find faith. When I listen and truly walk with, when I also take risks, when I learn to build community and when I grapple with solidarity rather than charity, and when I put relationships before service, that's where I understand resilience, creativity, strength, and community building skills. That's where I understand how to feel hope rather than despair. And I thank Starr King and all you beautiful people here for getting me there. I'd like to finish with a prayer that has gotten me through many days by Rabindranath Tagore, and The Grasp of Your Hand. Let me not pray to be sheltered from dangers, but to be fearless in facing them. Let me not beg for the stilling of my pain, but for the heart to conquer it. Let me not crave an anxious fear to be saved, but hope for the patience to win my freedom. Grant me that I may not be a coward, feeling your mercy only in my success alone, but let me find the grasp of your hand in my failure. There are so many people and so many faces here and not here that I wish to thank today. I wish to thank our school for being the best place for me. But I have someone in particular that stands out among the rest, so I'm going to read you a little bit of a love letter. I have to read it because it's a little hard to say some of this stuff sometimes, but dear Andre, I have lost count of the times someone said, I don't know how you do it. 6 kids, seminary, and a job. They say, wow, you're such an inspiration. And I roll my eyes usually and thank them and tell them that I don't do it alone. That I didn't have to, because you have been by my side every step of the way. I remember the day in the car many years ago when I blurted out, I think I'm going to be a minister. And you were not the least bit surprised. And since that day, you have supported me with unconditional love and patience. You have edited papers that even I didn't understand. And dealt with me being gone for weeks at a time. But most importantly, you have taught me the real meaning of love and that I am worthy of it. But I think that you taught me that the day you stole my heart. It was a hot summer day almost 25 years ago, and I was sitting at the sewing machine thinking about a dream I'd had about you. The doorbell rang, and there you stood with an armload of flowers that you had pirated from our neighbors' yards. I looked at you and knew that you loved me, and I knew that I loved you too. And that is how I can do this, because no matter how hard I have to work, I can just look in your eyes and know that I am loved. Thank you, my dear. I love you.
Black Lives Matter. I love you, Mom. I love you, Kay. I love you, Raymond. I love you, the gathered Starr King community. Once upon a time, at the age of 14, I walked into a little tiny conference room at the Golden Nugget Hotel in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. It was a small room
full of older women, most of them over the age of 50. They quickly surrounded me, acknowledged my existence, and wanted to know everything about me. I was a teenage goth kid, dressed in all black, recently out of the closet, and I had never before felt so welcomed anywhere in my life. It was that first time feeling that greater, bigger love that holds us all. These women were Unitarian Universalists, and they loved me unconditionally before they even knew me. In Unitarian Universalism, I found a spiritual community that loved me, all of me, me. A religion that 19th century Blacktivist and Unitarian Fanny Barrier Williams once said, that stands for love more than doctrine, more for human worth than church name. Unitarian Universalism saved me as a teenager. It saved me from the dark isolation of a world that saw me as an abomination. It saved me from the darkness of condemnation. In being love, I was free. Love was my liberation. A year later, at the age of 15, I ran up to my worship leader, Kay, at the Gay Pride Parade, and I said, I'm going to be a minister. I was 15 years old. I felt the call to share the good news with others who were isolated, oppressed, or left behind. Well, today, 14 years later, after some discernment, coursework, intensive classes, and clinical pastoral education with the San Francisco Night Ministry, I'm about to graduate with a ministry degree in counter-oppressive chaplaincy. Unitarian Universalism and Starr King School for the Ministry continue to change the world. One heart, one story, one life at a time. Can I get an amen? Amen. Black Lives Matter, baby.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Gabriella, Sophia, Baba. Thank you, Guru Jiwan, Dr. Liza, and Reverend Chris. Shams Eugene. Thank you. You are great and holy teachers, radically inclusive, creative, subversive, glorious, brilliant, generous, kind, and inspiring. Y'all are some amazing humans, and you are teachers. Thank you for being my teachers. I thank God for you every day, because you've taught me something about love. You have shown me whole new forms of love. You have introduced me to new ways of loving that I did not know existed. And I just want to say thank you.
What an experience it has been to be a Starr King student. Sometimes wonderful, sometimes difficult, but certainly an experience and always transformative. I came to Starr King knowing I had been called to work in the hospital as a chaplain. My experiences at Starr King, the Chaplaincy Institute of Berkeley, the GTU in general, and at my internship at California Pacific Medical Center in San Francisco only affirmed what I already knew, that a ministry of chaplaincy is the work that I am meant to do in this world. I want to say thank you to everyone who has helped me and held me along the way, my fellow students and graduates, my professors, my mentors, and the faculty and staff of Starr King. Most of all, I want to say thank you to my friends and family who have supported me always, particularly my parents and my brothers, Thomas and Peter. I lastly just want to say that for me, as a gay man, I would not have been permitted to pursue ministry in my childhood denomination. If a seminary like Starr King did not exist, I would not have had an opportunity to pursue ministry at all. I would just like to say thank you to Starr King for existing and for giving people like me a chance to pursue our calling. Thank you.
I want to first say thank you to my family, and they're online tonight. I am from Alabama, and as is obvious, and we say y'all, but I wanted to thank everyone for being here and just tell you I love you. I started Starr King in 2012. And my first experience at Starr King was in Phoenix. And what I learned about Starr King immediately was the love. And I love each and every one of you, and I honor your being. On my first day of Starr King here, this big, tall, huge, 6'7" man showed up at Starr King to pick me up to meet with some local activists. And I was going to do some election work with him. And so I went with him, and I married him. I got the greatest gift of all at Starr King. I got a wonderful husband, and his name is Jim March Simpson. And I love him dearly. He encouraged me to drive 6 times here to Starr King. He said, you could fly, but he's a motorcycle driver. And he said, I think you'd really like the desert. And so while I was in the desert, I did a lot of my textual reading. And I talked to Baba about it. I talked to Dr. Anwar about it. I talked to Reverend Chris about it. And I really learned a lot in the desert. And I learned that I'm like the Joshua tree. The first night I woke up in the desert because I had camped out at night to save money to come to Starr King. And I think that's important to know. It costs a lot to come here. And so I camped out in the desert, and while in the desert, I read the text. And the next morning I woke up and there was this strange tree. And I'm like, what's that? And my husband says, I think you have encountered a Joshua tree. So I would like to say, I survived Starr King like the Joshua tree survives the desert. And I come and I sucked in the water and the living water that we got here. And I am forever grateful for the faculty, for my advisors, Dr. Fry and Dr. Anwar, who both helped me with my final project, which was really hard to do. And I just thank each and every one of you.
and thank you for allowing me to come here. I'm not sure why you accepted me. I was a broken whistle blower that had been pretty much attacked in the press, but I am forever grateful, and I will take back what I learned to Alabama. Thank you.
The seasons of a seminarian. See if you guys can relate. I showed up in Berkeley 3 years ago in my late summer colors, still hardy green after months of sunshine and river swimming, fed on broccoli and blackberries and puffy clouded skies. I was full of my own accomplishments. I moved into a dorm and had a roommate and a view of the San Francisco Bay. I wrote papers and discussed God and made friends and was opened up. My colors flared and flamed deep red and gold. I was transforming. I was afraid. I knew I couldn't keep these bright colors. Change was in the air. My leaves fell to earth. They were outdated beliefs, newly uncovered assumptions, judgments, prejudices, preferences, identity. Home felt far away. Loss was real. Winter settled in. I was stripped bare with nothing to protect me, vulnerable and exposed, cold and brittle. Something in me broke apart. That is when I found my energy in my roots, and I knew the life force still lived in me. And when I went down, down deep, living among what was foundational and sacred, that is where I found my strength. And lovely surprise, I found my roots were so fully intertwined with the roots of those standing with me that I could not tell them apart, and my energy began to rise. I showed up a beginner again with new leaves bright from the winter. Blossoms have formed, and I am blooming. We are all blooming and graduating and taking our open hearts and our bright spirits out into the world with a prayer that they bear nourishing fruit. So may it be.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe it's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I know you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better, but because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Well, it may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime, so let me say before we part, so much of me is made from what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. Whatever way our stories end, friend. I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship pulled from its moorings by a wind up the sea, like a seed dropped by a songbird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But I do believe I have been changed for the better. Because I knew you. Because I knew you, because I know you, I have been changed for good.
Assalamu alaikum. Dr. Matthews spoke to us over the commencement dinner about Thomas Starr King, writing to his friends and family and colleagues back home on the East Coast about the tremendous beauty that he experienced and witnessed for the first time in the San Francisco Bay Area. We live in this world of immense beauty, finding it not only in the natural world, but in the faces of our trans and queer and immigrant and refugee siblings, finding it in indigenous communities, finding it in Black Lives Matter, and finding it here in this sanctuary. But today, we find that that beauty is in need of a fierce defense. That though there are those who are called to take to the pulpits, to the streets, to the prisons, to the borders, to the hospital wards and hospices, to city halls and the halls of Congress. For over a century, this incubator of holy fire has been preparing those guardians of the beauty, of life, of truth, and of love. And we could not do it without your support. Your financial support makes our Unitarian Universalist, multi-religious, counter-oppressive, theological education possible. What better investment could you make than to invest your finances, your time, and your efforts in the lives of those who have consecrated their lives in service to spirit and to the defense of the beautiful and of all that we hold sacred in the world? I ask that you again consider, if you didn't make a donation or weren't able to make a donation during the dinner, to consider a donation. And if you already made a donation, maybe add another 0 to that amount. Because without you, the holy disruption, the guardianship, the power, the truth, and the life that this community and all of our graduates bring into the world would not be possible. Thank you. I invite our ushers to come forward to receive this offering.
blessings we have known, with a pledge to one another that we journey not alone. Joy and sorrow make us wise, kin to all that lives and dies. Love calls us on. Love calls us on. Words and deeds of those before us, waken here to keep us strong. When our voices in the chorus of creation's living song, courage bids us lift our eyes upward to the shining skies. Hope calls us on. Hope calls us on. Hope calls us on. Loyal guides in love and duty. Loyal guides. Lead us with a trusted love. Blessed are they whose inward beauty. Blessed are they. Shows the path of truth and right. The honor is there. Honor is there. When we realize faith calls us on. Faith calls us on. We have shared a radiant hour. We have shared. Truth has made us freedom and truth. And the Spirit's gracious power. Spirit of grace has freed us for good. The path before us lies. Is the path. Joyful pilgrims now we rise. Life calls us on. Life calls us on. Life calls us on. Life calls us on. Life calls, oh yes. Life calls us on. 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 Life calls us on.
And now, may the Spirit that first called you into life and service surround and uphold you. May all of us find our place in the great work that is to be done, and may we gather all our courage and move into the future together. Blessed be, Ashe, and Amen.
Amen.
Faculty, staff, we love you. Come forward. Faculty, students, come on. Hi. Oh, okay. Did you enjoy yourself? Oh, yeah. Okay, see a left selfie, then I need you guys. Yes. Faculty, students, come on. Faculty, staff, we need you.
Keep moving to the front. Move to the front. Don't make me call out names. Don't make us call out names.
Here, I'll trade sides with you.
Where did they go?
Check, check. There we are. Faculty for a photo. Faculty photo. Teo, you're being requested in the front.
Taya, we need you. Taya, we see you. We need you. Okay, maybe Ted's gone. Last call, Taya.
Join us in the reception hall for some dessert and drinks.
Largely on impulse, partly also on the negative. One book references another book, that book.
Or I can start shorter and just do like I don't know, 2 hours a day. Just bring it down, take out all the crap, and just have the essence of it. And then when you decide what the clips you want to breathe in, these are those time numbers you can just say, okay, we want this and this. But at least you won't have to go through the 4 hours range. Well, we got all the rest. Very, very but I can keep the stage. You take that. We go with plan B, and you're going to go along with it, just give me specs. Then you can listen to all the perfect sound bites you choose, and I'll just cut it together really fast that way. And you can think about it. You don't have to show me right now. I'm telling you more. So basically, in my original email, I'll just file all that. What I want. No, but I have to look through it. But we'll probably go to Kansas City next year because I don't really know one of my best friend from college is but if it's all on me, just make it nice. So are you going to run for the rest of the year? So that's or 500. This was
Oh, please wait. Okay, great.
Or I can send you the digital file. A lot of my clients like to decide themselves. And then I can get with you. And that's why the editing is so much shorter. You take that. We go with plan B, and you're going to go along with it, just give me specs. Then you can listen to all the perfect sound bites you choose, and I'll just cut it together really fast that way. Well, I could if you want it, but it's a little stuff. And then we have the other camera angle too, which we're all, oh, and my 360 ran out. That's what I want. No, but I have to look through it. But we'll probably go to Kansas City next year because I don't really know one of my best friend from college is
Oh, please wait. Okay, great.
Or I can send you the digital file. Yeah. So even though it was sort of far away, you can see this stuff is going on. Yeah.
Yes, for Memorial Day.
Yeah, I read about that. My cat has been waking me up at 7 in the morning every morning, which, I mean, that's not too bad. But my wife works a job where she gets home about midnight. Okay, I found the files. Recent one is 34, 29. Oh, 1.93 gigabytes. That has to be it. It's not the 50 gigabyte one. There's a 50 gigabyte one. That's the one that was recording the whole night. And then I stopped, and then I started just the interviews, which is almost 2 gigabytes. COO34. And I'm just going to drop it on the desktop if that's okay. Yes. There, it landed somewhere in the back there. Oh, it's done, copy.
That's just that one.
Yeah, it's just the last.
Is that the only usable one? Just one file?
Yeah, it's a one file, which is just at the end of the interview. Everything else is one big file.
Even the,
No, the stuff for the dining room, that was a separate file. Let's see what that one is. But that's a huge one too. It's the whole dinner. I mean, well, I don't know which file it was, is the truth. It was probably, there's lots of little cuts. 510, 508.
if it was a small one.
Well, it is, but I have no idea which one.
It doesn't give you a little thumbnail.
Let's see. This does, yeah. Yeah, there she is. Yeah. Okay. I started to go around the room and I was going to get a shot of them, but then the program just suddenly started. It was like, ooh, we don't have time to deal with it. Okay, so that's the one shot. And here's another one where they were in line. I think that's it. That was really short. Cool.
So that was like 3 files.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just connect the server. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I never heard anything. How many years have I done that?
I did that during the ceremony. I was like, please don't want to solve it.
Well, one of the things that is a problem is if you take the camera and it's recording and then you just kill the power on it and the file doesn't get to complete.
It's all done.
Yeah. This.
Who knows, like, do you have any experience, like, filming with these, like, they seem to shut off automatically after, like...
Yeah, that sucks. It goes like 5 minutes and stops.
But it keeps the file, right?
Oh yeah, you don't 2 or 3 frames later.
But it'll restart automatically.
No. I mean, I know a guy who just has to keep pushing the button every 5 minutes. It's like, how the hell can you get anything work done?
We have events coming up this summer, and like that's gonna be a problem. I gotta use other.
For $200, you can get one of these on Craigslist and whoops, or eBay or Craigslist. And I'll tell you, this one is very unusual. Yeah, almost the same. This is the big CM? That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Oh yeah, it has the same zoom. Oh, even better zoom, 57. I was going to say, oh, this is 51.
Is it? Just wondering why.
Because we're on a hard drive instead of a chip. Chip is better because then you can put in another chip and keep going. Yeah, I prefer a chip to a hard drive. If you got it on a hard drive, you got to, it's full and you're dead in the water.
Can you charge it while it's taken?
No, sometimes it's yeah, sure. Probably eBay would have to but yeah, you got to plug in. You can't just. And then the batteries, I found these on the internet. You can get these super heavy-duty batteries, like made by a third party. They're not made by Canon.
Oh yeah.
And they last like 3-4 hours, but really, really long. Let's see, what am I going to do to get out of here? I already got the camera off the stage. Okay, so why don't you talk it over with the powers that be, and I can either do a quick cut of all usable shots and send you that, and that would probably only take about 2 or 3 hours, so maybe $100, $200 of my time, and then you'll have something substantial to cut from, and I can give you all that footage, or I can just give you the raw footage and you guys can take over. You have to decide. I'm not too picky. Next week is pretty open.
I can let you know on Monday.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I don't technically work tomorrow. I'll probably take a couple hours though. Just to be close and go.
Hey, I like taking Wednesdays off myself. That's the day my wife is off. So
yeah.
whatever. Friday's off. I'm not going to judge.